John D. Rockefeller was one of the richest Americans to ever live. If he were alive today, his fortune would be worth $450 billion. That's still about only 25% of Solomon's wealth at 2.1 trillion. But Rockefeller would have had more than Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Bill Gates combined. So, where did all that money go? In this video, I'm going to reveal why even the biggest fortunes can disappear in just a few generations, the 4 real reasons Rockefeller's billions didn't last, and the modern strategies you can use to make sure your own wealth stands the test of time, or at least that your children or whoever you're going to leave it to is prepared to make wise decisions. Hello, my name is Tommy Cloud. I am president and founder of Third Act Retirement Planning. It's a wealth management firm that I started back in 2000. I'm also a certified financial planner and qualified kingdom advisor. Let's go ahead and jump in. Rockefeller's $1 billion in the early 1900s was 3% of the entire U.S. economy. Adjusted for today, that's $450 billion. Enough to make him the richest person alive by a mile. But if you look at the Forbes list today, you won't see any Rockefellers at the top. Why not? Here's what really happened. Number one, you had wealth dilution, the family tree effect. Rockefeller had 5 children. His fortune was split between them and then split again among their children and so on. Today, there are over 70 direct Rockefeller heirs. Even if the money had just been divided, each share would be much smaller. But here's the twist. Money can grow faster than families if it's invested well. Number 2, we have charitable giving, which is, of course, the generosity factor. Rockefeller gave away huge amounts during his life and after his death, funding schools, museums, and public health. The Bible says wealth is stored up for the righteous. There's a verse about it. Also, his children and grandchildren kept up the tradition, giving away nearly half their fortunes. So this was a giving family. So he did teach them that very well. This means that a lot of the original wealth was never reinvested. It went to causes that changed the world, but not the family's bottom line. So maybe they have eternal rewards in heaven. Maybe their mansions in heaven are much bigger and greater than they could have been. So maybe they ended up being rich here on earth and in heaven. We won't know until we get there. So the other one, of course, was taxes, fees, and life's surprises, estate taxes, capital gains taxes, and even divorce settlements. Chipped away at the fortune. Every time the money changed hands, a chunk went to the government or other parties. Then, of course, number 4, you had complexity and secrecy. The Rockefeller wealth is now spread across hundreds of trusts and family offices. It's so diversified and private that even experts can't track it all. Unlike today's billionaires, the Rockefellers don't have their wealth tied up in one public company. So why didn't the money just keep growing? Here's the kicker. If Rockefeller's fortune had simply been invested in the market and left to grow, it could be worth over 4 today. Now, we don't just want to take all of our money and stick it in any one asset. But this is just saying, if they did stick it in the stock market only, this is what it would be today. And it would probably be similar or more had they diversified across many different non-correlated growth asset classes. Bonds are not a growth asset class. And that's enough to make every Rockefeller heir the richest person in the world. That 4 trillion would make each of them the richest person in the world. But that didn't happen. Why? Because most of the money was given away, taxed, or split up. Plus, the world has changed. Constant compounding growth isn't guaranteed forever. So let's talk about kind of what you and I can do in order to manage our wealth today. If you want your wealth to last, here's what the ultra wealthy do today. They set up family trusts to manage and grow assets over generations. They educate heirs so they're ready to handle wealth responsibly. As we discussed, the Rockefellers were very giving, and that's excellent. But did they know how to invest? Did they know how to buy companies, private companies that they could run and get income for the family? Did they know how to invest in growth asset classes, inflation asset classes, meaning real estate, stocks, gold, private credit, catastrophe bond, and some of the other types of investments that grow, hedge funds, utility stocks, private equity. And then we have working with professional advisors who specialize in long-term family wealth. But remember, many of today's billionaires are choosing a different path, like the Giving Pledge, where they commit to giving away most of their fortunes to charity. So if you want to make sure your own legacy doesn't disappear, it's time to get proactive. You can apply for a free sudden wealth planning session with me by clicking on the link, or you can take a quiz to find out how much you need for retirement. Also on our website, we have a resource that's a free e-booklet called Navigating Sudden Wealth, a Comprehensive Guide. Don't let your hard work fade into history. Take control of your financial future today, and we'll see you on the next video.